9 weeks of head-to-head TGL action have all led to this moment. Golf's greatest players have fought for a chance at glory, but now only 2 teams remain. Rickie Fowler and New York Golf Club stood up to top-seeded LA and punched their ticket to the finals with an upset to remember. Then Patty Ice gave Atlanta Drive its biggest moment of the season when Cantlay ripped the hearts out of the Bay to advance. It's the Big Apple. It's Hotlanta. It's a best-of-3 series for the SoFi Cup, and it all starts right now. And with that, we welcome you to Palm Beach Gardens, Florida. It is a beautiful night because it's the home of the SoFi Center for a historic week of TGL action. The first ever best-of-3 final series, and it's going to be a good one. Justin Thomas, he'll lead the way for Atlanta Drive Golf Club as they go head-to-head with New York Golf Club and this man, Xander Schauffele. 2 of the final 2 teams fighting for this, the coveted SoFi Cup, and a $9 million first prize. With that, we say, how's it going, everybody? Jahmai Webster, happy to be joined alongside by the First Lady of TGL, Claire Rogers, as always, and you're in for a treat here tonight for the finals. Again, as we mentioned, it is a best-of-3, and I'm looking forward to it, Claire. I know you are as well.
I know, and it's crazy how 3 months has all come down to these 2 teams. We've poured so much time into it. Everybody here has. Kind of bittersweet, but I'm really excited for tonight. Most
definitely. It started with 6 teams, and now we have a final that nobody saw coming, but it's been the year of the underdog in week 1 here in TGL, presented by SoFi. Very excited about tonight.
I am too. Let's take a look at this very final bracket here. Both of these teams want to strike first with the win tonight, teeing off at 9 p.m. And then we'll be right back here tomorrow night for match number 2 at 7 p.m. Eastern, followed by a 3rd match, if necessary, at 9 p.m. The winning team will take home the SoFi Cup and a $9 million prize.
Woo, that is some big coin and all the motivation that these 3 golfers need. Let's take a look at the lineups. Both of these teams had 4 great options, but here are the 3 that are going for it in match number 1. For Atlanta, it's JT, Billy Ho, and Patrick Cantlay. The always jovial Patrick Cantlay. We certainly love that. And for New York, it's Cam Young, Rickie Fowler, and Xander Schauffele. All right, Claire, we got the 6 who are fighting off in match number 1, squaring off against each other. We know it's going to be some great golf. Give me one word that you have to describe Atlanta Drive.
I read the whole dictionary looking for a word tonight.
It better be a good one.
Fun. But I really think that's what they are. And I was reflecting on my interview with Patrick Cantlay and the winning team last week, and I was like, these guys are fun. So what about you with New York?
You know, I didn't scour the dictionary for this one. It just kind of came top of mind. But my word to describe New York Golf Club is determination.
Ooh.
They have been a team that started from the bottom, now they're here. Started 0-2. Really, nobody expected them to reach this point. But they came in here upset-minded with something to prove. They also got Xander Schauffele back, somebody they missed for about 3 or 4 matches.
Yep.
So it has been great for them. All right, let's look how Atlanta got here, because it's been a interesting and very exciting road. Here's them first versus the Bay. On hole number 2, Minwoo Lee putting from 6 feet. He misses the short putt. Atlanta would throw the hammer. The Bay would decline. So you know what that means. It means a point goes to Atlanta. For good measure, Billy Horschel, no-look putt. Drains it. Atlanta jumps out to a 1-0 lead. On the 3rd hole, it's Lee again. Misses the 4-footer, and this was the theme of this match. The putts not going in for the Bay. Atlanta now jumped out to a 2-0 lead. On 10, Justin Thomas, 2nd shot. After his opponent, Shane Lowry, had already hit it out of bounds. Thomas, he got a lucky break there himself. The ball stays inbounds, and he is living right. Rory was on the broadcast, and he even had to react to that. Thomas would go on to win the hole to put Atlanta up 5-2 at that point. To the par 3 12th. The Bay threw the hammer before the hole, desperate for points. Patrick Cantlay hitting his tee shot, and he says, guys, that was a mistake. Sticks it to 3 feet. Atlanta throws the hammer at the Bay, knowing they mathematically have to accept it. They knew it. There's Billy for good measure walking it over. It was accepted. Then Cantlay for the winning putt. Easy work, 3 points. Atlanta wins the match. Final score of 9-3. All right, Claire. We got Atlanta here. Who is there? What's the biggest X factor, I should say?
I would say the mix of personalities and playing styles among these three guys, all four really all season, has made it fun, as I said, but also they're competitive in a way that I think balancing each other out works very well for these guys.
I think it's been a great compilation of golfers, certainly unexpected when you think about the mesh of personalities, very different.
Totally.
But they've been able to find their game collectively. My X factor is the hammer.
Ooh.
I think that it is going to be thrown early and often, and Atlanta's been one of the most proficient teams in all of this entire season in using it. They've thrown it 12 times.
Wow.
And successfully converted that into points 83% of the time. Only tied with the Bay Golf Club, who was no longer here.
Yeah.
So I think it could be a key factor with what we see here tonight in match number 1.
And they're fun when they throw it. You know,
Yeah.
they get into it with the fans a little bit. So you're right. I'm excited to see that for sure. What about New York? What's their X factor?
Well, let's show you exactly how they got here to this point, Claire, because they've had a journey as well. They punched their ticket with the finals win over LA on the second hole. It's Xander Schauffele, that man again. Third shot on the par 5. It is a beauty. He puts his thing down, flips it, and reverses it. Gets that to within 5 feet of the hole. He would win this hole, and the match is tied at 1-1. Up to 9. LA in a great position for a point. Ricky Fowler had other ideas. From 16 feet, and it's Drano. A thing of beauty. No points will be awarded because of that clutch putt. New York still leads 3-2, and that would be the lead heading into the half. On 11, Ricky Fowler. I guess he got his swagger back. His approach from 159 yards. Watch this bad boy. He's walking away because it lands within 6 feet. He would secure another point for New York to make it 5-2. And then on 13, Schauffele. You love this wide angle because you can see exactly the direction that he was thinking. He's chasing greens, hits it to within about 7 feet. Another point for New York. They would go up 6-3. And then on 14, LA had thrown the hammer. Fleetwood now with a short putt for 2 points that he needed, and he came up empty. The match was decided on the second to final hole after that 5-foot putt was missed. No points awarded. They would secure the match. New York would win 6-4. All right, so New York, the other half of this equation tonight. What is their biggest strength, would you say?
The X-Man, Xander. Let's take a look at what Justin Thomas had to say about him when he found out they'd be facing off in the finals.
You know, Xander's just going to kind of be like that little fly that's just kind of constantly around your head and you're making noise and you don't know if he's talking to you, at you, himself, but he's just going to be there. And that's the Xander that we know and love and we're with every week. And we always enjoy whether it's money games playing with these guys and Xander or in a tour event or next week. It'll be very enjoyable playing those guys. And we look forward to getting an opportunity to get some bragging rights on them for sure.
I just love that so much. Xander gets in their ear and they're aware of it. So I hope that Xander knows that that's his strength tonight, aside from the incredible golf that he can play, obviously.
Yeah, great group. I think the biggest strength for New York, for me, is also Xander Schauffele.
Ooh.
Again, the weeks that they missed him, even though they made a run starting 0-2 to start the season, even when he was in the first match, but they missed him, as you just pointed out, his ear. They look for him for direction. Obviously a great golfer, but when he got back, it seemed that they found a run, and it's what's led him to the championship now.
Yeah, and I think Ricky and Cam, they have fun together. They're a little bit maybe quieter than the other teams, but they've gotten it done when they needed to. So I think it's going to be fun tonight.
All right, Claire, that's a great opening. We're getting you set up for this championship match. Ricky Fowler getting himself primed and ready back in the Player Performance Center. We're back with more of the pregame show after this short commercial break.
Golf is a game of tradition, but even it's changed. From the style, to the equipment, to the whatever this is. And if golf can change, why can't banking? Well, with SoFi's game-changing tech, now people can bank, borrow, and invest all in one app, so they can take their best shot at their ambitions. TGL presented by SoFi. Next-gen golf meets next-gen finance. SoFi, get your money right.
Can I ask you some advice? I hate sweating. Do you think I should buy this sauna? No? Really? Can I ask you one more question? There's this show that I hate that I never want to watch again for the rest of my entire life. Do you think I should pay to watch it? No? Verizon lets me choose which streaming services I pay for, while T-Mobile makes me buy things I can't stand. Which one do you think I should choose?
I choose Verizon. Save for yourself. Duh.
Business Solver empowers your HR team with industry-leading software that controls costs and keeps employees really happy. That's Employee of the Decade stuff. That's what it means to be a business solver.
Best iron game in TDL presented by SoFi.
Still got to be Tiger.
Worst trash talker.
Might be myself.
Best golf shoe game in TGL.
I feel like everyone's fairly simple these days on shoe game, so maybe we'll have to spice that up a little bit, and I'll get myself back in the mix.
Who will have the most shot clock violations during the TGL season?
Yeah, might be an adjustment for old PC. Well, we'll see.
Who will be the first to curse on a hot mic?
Tiger.
Which player will be the most entertaining mic'd up?
I'm hoping for everyone's sake. Hopefully it's Cantlay. Maybe we can turn a new page and introduce some people to the real PC.
Welcome back to the pregame show. We're flashing back to week 3 when Atlanta and New York went head-to-head. Billy Horschel with the opener of all time. A little dirty bird action for us to start, and that is a memorable moment. On one, Patrick Cantlay with a sand wedge in hand. Hits this one to within 4 feet. Atlanta would jump out to the early 1-0 lead. Going 2 forward now. Cameron Young, he's been working out. Out with the big stick. What a swipe. Rips the driver 345 yards down the pipe. He was feeling good about getting the point after that, but on the same hole, Justin Thomas putting for par from 25 feet, and you know what's about to happen here, right? That's right. It found its home. The bottom of the cup makes a clutch putt. No points would be awarded. The score 1-0 Atlanta. And he's counting it because he's like, that was clutch. Over 2-5. That's right, JT. New York was out of position on the par 3. Ricky Fowler now hitting his second shot. A great wedge to 2 feet to save par. No points awarded on that hole to the par 4-6. Thomas, again, his second shot from 141 yards. He lands this one to within 6 feet. He'd get Atlanta another big point. They're up 2-0. Over to 13. Cameron Young, I'm telling you something about this man and his driver. This time he absolutely crushes it. 360 all around the world. 360 yards down the slope at Alpine, but remember what happened the last time Young had a huge drive? There goes that man again. JT still in the thunder. This time, 23-foot putt stops any hope of a New York comeback, and he knew it because that one fired to the cup. Then afterwards, Billy Horschel signing autographs if he can get one going. Could not. Let's send it over to Claire Rogers now.
Thanks, Jahmai. That was a great match back in week 3, but a lot has changed since then, not only in the way these two teams are playing, but also in the hammer rules and strategy. So it's going to be a good one tonight at 9 p.m. Eastern. I'm so excited to be joined right now by Kate Pedersen, who is a sideline reporter, sports journalist, and covering on ESPN socials for the finals tonight. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me. This is so cool.
Are you enjoying it?
It is absolutely electric already, and it's not even the start of the match yet. Like, you can feel the energy. It's palpable.
What were your first impressions when you arrived here tonight?
Well, I'm a little bit spoiled because I got to spend the day here, so I got to watch some of the guys practicing this morning, and I just think until you're here, you can't really grasp the technology and the uniqueness of all of it. How big everything is, how many cameras there are, and just how exciting it is to be able to see sort of the behind the scenes, but you're in the action watching how they capture the product for all of the social channels and for TV, but you get to kind of be behind the scenes and backstage while in the venue.
And you've spent, I believe, 3 of the past 4 weeks at PGA Tour events.
I have. I've been following the Florida Swing. This is like the Florida Swing part 2 because it keeps on going to get TGL as the finale.
So, you know, observing that and then coming to this, what is something that you're going to be paying attention to tonight for Atlanta Drive?
Well, I think that JT's got to have a chip on his shoulder, and I always think in any sport, you know, if an athlete has a little extra oomph, something to fight for, I think it's that. I also watched them warm up in the bays earlier, and they're just loose. Like, he and Billy were joking around March Madness. They've got Alabama. They've got Florida. I think they're loose. I think they're excited. And I think with a matchup of this caliber, both teams being so strong, I think it's going to take all 3 players on both sides. And I think their ringer has got to be JT, who felt the getting close on Sunday at the Valspar, and I think he wants the W here tonight and, of course, tomorrow.
And what about for New York Golf Club?
You know, originally, until the Valspar, I came in thinking, okay, New York's been hot. They want revenge for that earlier match in the season when they were blanked, and I was going to say New York, New York, New York, but I've got the JT angle. I think Xander, too. He played really well over the weekend, so he got a taste of that as well. I think Xander's one to watch on the New York team tonight in particular. But I think that they're going to feed off the energy in this building because it was quiet this morning with no one around, but you can feel the energy building, and it's going to be cool.
Definitely. And then finally, what can people expect following you and following ESPN socials throughout the finals here?
We're having fun. We are here. It's such a cool angle to come in and do social content because we get to see the guys, you know, in the morning when they're practicing and a little more of that casual time when they're not locked in to match mode. And I think that's the best part. So we've got some cool stuff cooking, and we're going to spend the day here tomorrow. And I think with these 2 teams, we're probably going to go to 3. I don't know if that's what you've been predicting.
I think it probably will.
Right? So how fun is that? A little extra bonus time. And if you follow along on my socials, ESPN socials as well, we're going to take you behind the scenes a little extra.
Awesome. Okay, thank you so much. I'm looking forward to checking it out.
Thanks for having me.
Perfect. All right, we've got coverage coming up at 9. Let's take a look at these warm-ups out here. We've got Billy Horschel. And we will be right back after this.
Best Buy really decks you out.
Yeah, I'm obsessed with technology. It's definitely not my father's golf, or my grandfather's.
Whoa.
Boom shakalaka.
What if tomorrow's tech met tomorrow's golf?
Golf is a game of tradition, but even it's changed. From the style, to the equipment, to the whatever this is. And if golf can change, why can't banking? But with SoFi's game-changing tech, now people can bank, borrow, and invest all in one app so they can take their best shot at their ambitions. TGL presented by SoFi. Next Gen Golf meets Next Gen Finance. SoFi, get your money right.
Best short game in TGL presented by SoFi?
I mean, I'm selfish. I'm going to say me.
Which player will be the most entertaining mic'd up?
Billy Ho.
Who will miss their caddy the most?
I'm not going to answer that. I don't want to get anybody in trouble.
Which player will throw the most hammers during the season?
Me.
Who will be the best dressed on match night?
I'm going to go our team.
If you could trade hair with anyone in TGL, who would it be?
Ooh, trade hair. Tommy Fleetwood for sure.
Who will have the most shot clock violations during the TGL season?
Tom Kim.
You only have 2 chances left to play Match Predictor. Download the TGL app for a chance to win a PGA Tour Superstore gift card. No limit on winners, so make those predictions count. All right, Jahmai, we're going to do something fun here. We're going to make... We're always doing fun things, you're right. But we're going to do our own Match Predictor. But we've got props tonight. I'm really hoping I don't drop any because I need a third hand here. But who's going to win this match tonight, Jahmai?
Don't fall out of your chair now, Claire. I know this is exciting. It's riveting stuff, but I got New York Golf Club winning this match tonight. As Kate said, and as you said as well, you think this match is going 3 games. And I think in order to do that, New York's got to take the first one.
All right. I feel like a kid making their college decision right here, like D1 football. I'm going Atlanta Drive tonight.
Atlanta Drive?
Yes.
Okay.
I feel like I've gotten to know them all a little bit. I like what they have to offer. Winning margin, Jahmai.
Winning margin, I got it close, 3-5. On the low end, I'm thinking 3. And again, it's going to be New York Golf Club winning by 3 to 5 points.
I also had 3-5. Atlanta Drive this time. Will there be a chip in, Jahmai?
Yes, I have selected yes. There's going to be a chip in, and there's going to be a chip in by both teams.
Ooh.
That's what I'm saying. I'm saying New York gets a chip in from Ricky Fowler. I'm saying Atlanta gets a chip in from Billy Horschel. Did you see what he did at the Valspar this week?
Yeah.
I think he continues that. So Atlanta chip in, and New York gets a chip in. You think there's going to be a chip in?
I do. I think Cam Young's going to chip in.
Okay.
Yeah, I feel good about that. When will the hammer be thrown first?
Oh, I think it's playoffs. We got hammers coming out the gate.
Yep.
Between the first 2 holes. I like to see that again, and we highlighted the percentage in which Atlanta Drive utilizes the hammer. They've been very successful. It's what's gotten them to this point. So given their success, given how proficient they are with hammer usage and seem to have mastered that strategy with Patrick Cantlay leading the way, I like to see a hammer within the first 2 holes.
Who's tossing it? I'm saying Atlanta's throwing it in the first 2 holes.
I like that. I like that. I say ATL, shorty. I like it.
Team with the longest drive.
Team with the longest drive. I'm also going Atlanta. And I think my golfer to hit the longest drive, I'm going to go with Justin Thomas. There was a period, and let me explain. You got that look on your face.
Because I'm about to say the same thing.
And I'm like, hold on one second. There was a period in time when Justin Thomas was second only to Wyndham Clark this season, having the longest drive. I think in this format, with the utilization of holes, if he can get one roller down Alpine, or if he can just find some extra muscle, he has an opportunity to do that again. He's going to be my dark horse for the longest drive. I know it's not popular opinion.
No.
But it's what I'm saying.
I have the same exact opinion.
Oh.
I think it's going to be JT.
Okay.
He pounds the ball. Longest putt, Jahmai.
Longest putt, I think I have it in there between 15 and 25 feet. And I'm going with a New York club because there was a period in time this year where they led the league in feet of putts made. That continues, and it's a bomb from Cameron Young.
I also have New York for this. I think it's going to be 25 to 35 feet, though.
That's a long distance, Claire. You know how far that is?
It is. I do. All right. Who's going to win on the 10th hole? Thomas,
There's a matchup
Young, or
between,
Ty?
JT and Cam Young. And I'm going to go with Cam Young in a surprise move because, as I mentioned before, everything that I'm saying is in support of New York winning this match tonight. And in order for them to do that, Cam Young is going to have to show up, and he's going to have to beat JT, and they're square off in singles.
I've got
what do you got? You got a tie?
First of all, I've got not enough hands, but I've got a tie here. So both hats get a little love for this last question here.
Well, hey, I like you.
Here comes a look at all of our picks. If you need some inspiration, use those for your own.
These picks have been great, and I hope people are enjoying them because we got to run the record at the end of exactly how we came to the point that we are. But you can celebrate the finals by visiting shoptglgolf.com to shop your favorite team gear. Receive free shipping on any order over $49 when you use the promo TGLFS49. Offer valid through March 26th. Be like this guy. Find some gear.
What does it take to achieve great things? Focus and hard work. The same is true with healthcare. At Optum, we're focused on helping make access to quality healthcare easier and more affordable. And with hard work, we can help healthcare work better for everyone. Optum, helping create a healthier world.
Golf is a game of tradition, but even it's changed. From the style, to the equipment, to the whatever this is. And if golf can change, why can't banking? Well, with SoFi's game-changing tech, now people can bank, borrow, and invest all in one app, so they can take their best shot at their ambitions. TGL presented by SoFi. Next-gen golf meets next-gen finance. SoFi, get your money right.
All right, fashion forward here. Let's take a look at these fits to this is my Masters outfit inspiration here. You know, a little tan and green, light sweater.
You know, I'm a sucker for earth tone.
Earth
this
tone's
is
where it's at. Looks great.
Billy Horschel looks very swaggy. I mean, shout out to my guy. That's a 10.
10 out of 10. Ooh.
Hey, I don't know if it's a slow-mo, but it's giving aura right now. Patrick Cantlay coming in all business.
He looks good. I like it.
I love the black long sleeve. It's a good look. Oh, here we go again. JT looking like a dad, but a swaggy dad.
I like the bag as an accessory.
It always is good. He usually brings it every single time. So that's a 10. That's an A+. Ricky with the sunshades.
Ricky does not go anywhere without that water bottle. I love it.
You got to stay hydrated.
You do.
And when you're upset-minded, you need to drink your H2O.
Absolutely. Oh.
Cam Young, very casual, coming in with the backwards hat, just looking like somebody who's showing up for work.
You see this look at a lot of Boston bars, I would say.
Yeah, you're right, which is why I'm giving that one a C+. He didn't think about it too much.
I like Xander. I feel like this is kind of an everyday fit for him. I think he looks good. I can't quite see. Oh, he's got the Bahamas, Abaco, however you say it, club hat on.
Yeah.
I don't know how to say it. I've never been.
No, I mean, I have been to the Bahamas, and that was a great look by Xander. All right, we got 15 holes tonight, but what is one that you have your eyes on? What is your one hole to watch?
Hole number 1, Alpine. I am very excited about it. Earlier this season, we had a 360-yard drive on it by Cameron Young when they played Atlanta earlier in the season. And then tonight it's going to be him versus JT, who's also a long hitter. So I think that's going to be a great one to watch.
We saw that highlight earlier. It was a great one. My hole, you said hole number 1. I go hole number 2.
Ooh.
Hole number 2 is Bonnie Link. It is a par 5 out the gates. They're coming at a par 5, and this is a hole that you have to be locked in and focused on because you have options with where you want to go. So you can go for it and drive it 300, or you can lay it up. Either way, we've seen guys this year, and I do believe Colin Morikawa got to this green in 2. This time you're playing triples, so if you can set your man up, you have a real opportunity to gain some ground here out the gate, maybe even go for eagle on Bonnie Link.
I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be an awesome night, and I'm glad we picked those first 2 holes because we'll get out strong and we'll see if they're as good as we think they are. I think they are. So
I mean, I love how we picked the first 2 holes. I think this is going to be a great match, and I do think it's going 3 because we have an improbable final. Again, as we talked about, this is not one that we really expected, so the golf is going to be great. We'll see exactly what happens tonight. I'm excited to do it with you, Claire, tonight. All right. Let's get inside because it's about to go down. The inaugural final, championship match number 1 on the way.